All right, everybody, so we're here today. We're going to be doing a little bit further of a test of our Tros 8-drive throttle controller. I thought it'd be cool if we did a little bit of 0 to 60 times between the different modes, and also like that'll be good for the start. We'll do it in Eco 1, which is the one that I like to use when we're sitting in traffic and you don't want your car lurching all over the place. We will try F1 level 8, try F2.8 after that, and then we will try F3.8. And then I think what we'll do specifically for anyone who's driving a Genesis that might be automatic is in the previous video I tried the throttle controller with the car. It's just set in drive mode, which is the slowest. So Genesis owners who have an automatic transmission, you've got a drive mode, a sport mode, and then a manual mode, which will all offer you different levels of acceleration because it changes your shift points. So we'll start off by doing the throttle controller specific thing, and then we'll see if at the end it makes a difference from one to the other with I don't know, whichever mode we feel is most fun. I feel like based on my current preferences, it'll either be F1.8, which I drive in most frequently, or F2.8, just so that I have an idea of it. F3.8, we may just be spinning our tires and ruining our times anyway, so we'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so we tested the 0 to 60 times for the economy mode, for the F1.8, the F2.8, the F3.8, just to see if the throttle controller did anything against stock. We tested it in like a not on position. And then what we sort of determined is that there was about 0.8 of a second difference between them all, but various kind of things came up that affected that. So, you know, for instance, I don't think the throttle controller, and I just want to clear this up right away, I don't believe that a throttle controller makes your car go faster. However, I do believe that it controls how much power we're putting into the accelerator sooner than later, which meant that at the F3.8 level, which is like the highest, we actually got, I believe, our slowest time, and that was just because I was trying to be consistent and just sort of like mash the foot to the floor. And you know, when you're doing that with like the economy mode, it was like, all right, let's go. But it even still like chirped the wheels in economy mode when you did that. So like F3.8, I just ended up with wheel spin, which put me slower because I spent more time trying to get up to 60 as I wasn't going anywhere. And I mean, I was measuring this with the GPS sort of speedometer 0 to 60 time tracker. So if I'm sitting there spinning my wheels, it knows I'm going nowhere and I'm not hitting that 60 kilometers an hour because it's not the mechanical speedometer on the car. So one of the things that I would say is, like, you know, it's cool that you have this much control, and if you want to be doing burnouts and stuff, for sure, like, you set it up to those higher levels, but you're not going to get speed, you're not going to get power unless you can get traction. So my tires, pretty standard tires on the Genesis here that, I mean, like, I have not bought like race tires of any kind. They are for daily driving, and those tires are, you know, they're not giving it the best of grip right now. And we're also, you know, into September here, it's getting a little bit cold. Other things and factors that sort of changed my my times where I didn't have a flat road to go on, so it was a bit bumpy country road, and it did end in a bit of an uphill slant. So you know, you're trying to power the car uphill as well. We started off on the flattest area we could to get sort of maximum traction, but that's what we see in the time. So the cool thing with the throttle controller is that, yes, it does definitely put more power to your wheels faster. The thing you need to be careful of, and this is what I think I mentioned in the first video, is on things like a wet road, if you're driving around in 3.8 thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna be fast as hell, you know, you're gonna lose traction a lot quicker. And like, that's even with like traction control on, that'll cut it out and you've got all kinds of problems. So that is my conclusion there, is that if you can find a way to get the power to the ground and have it stick, you're probably gonna see some performance increases there. But if you don't plan on changing your tires so that they stick to the ground, you're not gonna see much, because you're literally gonna be spinning your wheels. And I'm gonna watch where I'm doing here, because driving into a 50, don't want to get a ticket, a little small town. Things that I would say, make sure you got tires if you're looking for performance gains. Like that's gonna be your number one. And I think that a lot of people overlook that tires are a big deal when you are trying to go faster, because you need any power gains that you do to stick. If you're a declawed cat over there and you've got no grip on anything you're putting in, then what's the point? You're just sliding around, wasting your time, looking dumb. Unless, you want to be the burnout king, in which case, all the power to you, put on your shittiest tires and go melt them off, throw that thing into 3.8, you'll spin them all day. So, the next part that we tested was the Genesis specific automatic transmission drive versus sport versus manual. And we actually got our lowest time in the manual mode, because what it does, if you put the Genesis in a manual mode, you switch it into first gear and you hit the gas and you don't actually shift it still will automatically shift for you at redline, which is 6,500 RPM. So for you Genesis drivers out there, if you want your best get up and go, manual mode, and then drive it like it's automatic. Now you can still shift if you want, but that's gonna be, I guarantee you can't shift faster than the car. So that's gonna put it to its absolute limit every time and let you go from there. Sport mode was fairly consistently close to that. It was sort of the next fastest. Sport mode will shift around 5,500 to 6,000 RPM, somewhere in there from what I saw. And then drive, which is your regular mode, was the slowest, where it makes a lot more economical shifts in the lower RPM ranges, because it's supposed to be your daily driver cruising mode. You're not out there racing, you're getting groceries, and that can take some time. So that's what I got for you right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm gonna post the 0 to 60 times. I'm hoping to do a little side-by-side action so that you can see each of the digital readouts go, and I'll label them so that you can tell what we did. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you again soon.